All right, welcome to Youngstown Studio. I am Joe Danyi, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Scenes. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about ChatGPT. And you've probably heard about this. It's made the news a bunch of times, and there's a fascination with what this can do. So let me kind of set this up and tell you with what we're dealing with and why people are paying attention to it. And so we're all kind of getting used to artificial intelligence. And honestly, we've even incorporated some in our everyday lives. We use some artificial intelligence. It is an aid to us. Think of Siri or Alexa or any of those things, those voice assistants, as being sort of like the first rudimentary versions of artificial intelligence. So the premise is that you have two types of computer programming. You have the kinds that are programmed in, that are static, that are concrete. And then you have dynamic intelligence in computers where it can make up its own pathway. It can assemble things that not necessarily have been programmed, but it can learn how to come up with answers and do things that it's never been trained to do. And so we're making our way. I'll give you a good example. When you use Amazon uses a lot of software intelligence that basically makes predictions about your behavior. So let's just say you order a certain product on a regular basis. Well, their system can actually move product that you order more often closer to you so that it's right in your nearest distribution center by the next time that you order. So in November, if you ordered paper towels and every 3 months you ordered paper towels, chances are there are paper towels that it thinks you're going to order a couple months from now that have been sort of moved from distribution center closer and closer to you. So that's in its entirety the crude versions of artificial intelligence. But we're on the precipice of having artificial intelligence take on different forms, whether or not be robotics that use artificial intelligence, search engines that use artificial intelligence. For sure, news and information are using artificial intelligence to be delivered to you. Now, let me give you the pros and cons. If artificial intelligence is used for the good, then it could be a great servant, making really good decisions based on what it can do to serve mankind. It can be a great, useful tool to mankind. The other side of it, if it's used for bad, then it can be used against us, whether or not it be used sort of like as a social control, where it takes and creates chaos to be able to control the masses. And so it has the tendency, or it has the potential to do either one of those. So we're keeping a close eye on it to see where these technologies end up and who's in control of them and the rules that govern them and keep them safe. So ChatGPT is sort of the first one that we get to play with. So there's a website, there's a company called OpenAI, and they're allowing you to log into their website, and you can engage with one of the bots, the chat bots, and ask it to do things. It's text oriented, so all of the stuff that it delivers you is going to be in text form. So you ask it a question, and some of the cool things, you can actually go on YouTube and find a bunch of clever things that people have had ChatGPT do. But I'm going to give you a couple examples on this show on how I engaged with it and give you a little bit of commentary along the way. So on the screen here, you see I posed the question, where can I get a good dinner in Youngstown, Ohio for $20? It takes a couple of seconds, and it says, here's some popular restaurants in Ohio where you can get a good dinner. The Lemon Grove, Jimmy's Italian, Sapphire Mediterranean, B&O Station, and Los Galos Mexican restaurant. And then the second one that I asked it, if I only liked fried food, where is the best place to spend $10? So what it's doing here is that when I pose a question, it's boiling it down to what it's being asked. Even if I have some grammatical mistakes or some spelling mistakes, it figures out what the context of what I'm asking, and then it uses its data collection. This could be internet websites, it could be databases that it's been given, and it parses through and indexes all the information that it has access to. Think of a really glorified search engine that can do things a little bit more intelligently than just give you keyword and text response, where you're actually getting a little bit of ideas and concepts that it's searching for, and it tries to ferret that out. It does an incredible job. For how much we're in the infancy of ChatGPT, it's doing a fairly good job. So the next one here is, if I only like fried food, where's the best place to spend $10? It says Chicken Mary's, Aladdin's, KFC, Long John Silver's. And it gives a response. There's a few options. Prices may vary. So it lets you know that there might be some error in the data set that it's collected. If I have $50 in my pocket and want to have a great dinner for two in Boardman, where would I go? If you had $50 and wanted to have a great dinner for two in Boardman, here are some options. Graffiti Italian Kitchen, Nemen's IGA Gourmet Marketplace, Rusty Bucket Restaurant, Bonefish Grill, the Ginger House. And so my official response, it collected some restaurants that were in the Boardman area and delivered the best responses that it could come up with. The next one, what are the best numbers to play in the lottery? And its answer, there's no guaranteed way to win the lottery, as the numbers are drawn randomly. Every combination of numbers has the same chance of being drawn regardless of the previous results or any other factor. Playing certain numbers based on personal significance, such as birthdays, anniversaries, is a common practice, but it does not increase your chances of winning. The best strategy for playing the lottery is simply select numbers randomly or choose a quick pick option, which the numbers are selected for you. The next one, how long would it take me to reach Saturn in a Ford Fusion traveling 67 miles per hour? And it says it's not possible to reach Saturn in a Ford Fusion or any other conventional vehicle, as is located in our solar system, approximately 886 million miles from Earth. Even traveling at 67 miles per hour, it would take millions of years to reach Saturn. Interplanetary travel requires specialized spacecraft and technology that can withstand the harsh conditions of space and enable high speeds for a very long journey. Currently, the fastest spacecraft ever launched, the Parker Solar Probe, takes about 6.8 years to reach Saturn after multiple gravity assists from other planets. The next question. Write me a funny Facebook post that makes me seem smarter than a college professor. His response. Just got back from the stimulating lecture on quantum mechanics, and let me tell you, I think I might be smarter than the college professor. I don't know how that was a funny post, but okay. The next one, write me a commercial for selling used cars that don't run, but would make people want to buy them. And then so here's the response. Are you tired of the same boring cars on the road? Want to stand out from the crowd and make a statement? Look no further. Our inventory of used cars that don't run are perfect for those who want to make a statement with their unique ride. These cars may not start up, but they have character and charm of all their own. Plus, with a little elbow grease and some TLC, they could be running in no time. So come on down to enter dealership name and see what kind of statement you can make with one of our non-running used cars. We guarantee you won't be disappointed. No commentary. That was amazing. My next question. If you had only a pencil to measure, how many pencils away is Mars? And its response, it's not possible to measure the distance from Earth to Mars in pencils, as the distance between two planets is extremely vast. Mars is an average of 140 million miles from Earth, and even using a standard number two pencil would take billions and billions of pencils to measure that distance. Measuring astronomical distances typically requires specialized equipment and methods such as radar, satellites, and space probes. The next one. Write me a grocery list comprised of only healthy foods. Its response, fresh fruits and vegetables, including berries, lettuce, carrots, apples, and bananas, whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat bread, and oatmeal, lean proteins such as chicken, fish, tofu, and eggs, nuts and seeds, almonds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, low-fat dairy products, legumes, healthy oils such as olive and avocado oil, and herbs and spices like basil, oregano, and turmeric, and cumin. This episode was brought to you by Youngstown Computer, the Valley's technology company. We appreciate the loyalty you all have shown to us over the years, and it's our promise to serve all of the technology needs of the Valley. Call 330-259-7278. We have both home and business services available, everything from repair, installations, and new equipment. You can improve your Wi-Fi and have your technology serve you better. Call 330-259-7278, or you can schedule your appointment right now on youngstowncomputer.com and look for the red Book Now button. All right, next question. Write me a budget for $1,000 per week in income. Its response. Housing, 30% of income or $300. Food, 20% of income or $200. Transportation, $100, 10% of income. Utilities, $100, 10% of income. Healthcare, $100, 10% of income. Miscellaneous expenses, 20% of income or $200, and savings, $100, 10% of income. This budget is a sample and may not reflect anyone's individual needs and expenses. It's important to adjust the budget according to personal circumstances and priorities. The miscellaneous expenses category can be things like gifts, entertainment, clothing, personal care, and so on and so forth. The next one, write me a poem for my wife's birthday who will be turning 40 this year. Try to use as many fruit references as you can. My dearest wife, today is the day. You turn 40 in the sweetest way. Just like a fruit that's ripe and fine, your beauty and grace just seems to shine. You're like a cherry full of grace, bringing smiles to every face. And just like an apple, you're so kind, a gift from above, a love so blind. Your heart is like a mango, warm and bright, a source of joy in the darkest night. And with a spirit as strong as a pear, you always lift me when we're feeling down and blue, I swear. So on this special day, I want you to know that you're the sweetest fruit in the whole darn show. And even at 40, you're still young, like a ripe peach with beauty that's never done. Happy birthday, my love. May all your dreams come true. You're the fruit of my life, the one I've chosen to do. I love you more than words can say, and here's to many birthdays in every which way. All right, so the next one. What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is a philosophical question that has been debated by scholars, theologians, and ordinary people for centuries. There's no answer that can be considered the definitive answer, as meaning of life is a subjective concept that varies from person to person. For some, the meaning of life may be found in spirituality, religion, or a sense of purpose that comes from serving others. Others find it to be relationships, personal growth, and self-discovery. Still others, it may be found in accomplishment and sense of achievement. Ultimately, the meaning of life is something that each individual must determine for themselves. This episode was brought to you by Youngstown Computer, the Valley's technology company. We appreciate the loyalty you all have shown to us over the years, and it's our promise to serve all of the technology needs of the Valley. Call 330-259-7278. We have both home and business services available, everything from repair, installations, and new equipment. You can improve your Wi-Fi and have your technology serve you better. Call 330-259-7278, or you can schedule your appointment right now on youngstowncomputer.com and look for the red Book Now button. Next, what are some must-see attractions when I visit Youngstown, Ohio? Here are some attractions. The Butler Institute of American Art. Number 2, the National McKinley Birthplace Memorial. Number 3, Mill Creek Park. Number 4, the Soap Gallery. Number 5, Oh Wow Children's Museum. Number 6, the Youngstown Playhouse. 7, the Powers Auditorium. 8, the Youngstown Historical Center of Labor and Industry. And so 8 really good suggestions for someone visiting a city and places to check out. Now, here's a question I asked about concerts that will be happening this summer, and it says that it doesn't have access to current events because it's actually it's snapshotted, I believe, in November of 2001. So the current stuff, it's not constantly scanning. It's only using the stuff that it can find in the database that it snapshotted in November. All right, the next one. Write me a rap song about finding a 4-leaf clover from a perspective of a knight. I'm a knight on a quiet quest with a mission to find a symbol of luck, one of a kind, a 4-leaf clover, a rarity to see, a treasure I seek so it can be mine. I roam the fields and search the hills. I won't stop till I found my thrills. A 4-leaf clover, I won't give in. I'm a knight on a mission to win. I've searched near and far, but I've had no luck. I've asked the fairies and even the ducks. I won't give up. I won't lose my faith. I'll find it one day, and it'll be my grace. I roam the fields. I search the hills. I won't stop till I found my thrill. A four-leaf clover. I won't give in. I'm a knight on a mission to win. And when I find it, it'll be a sign of good fortune and luck for the rest of my time. A symbol of hope for all to see, that with hard work you can find your destiny. I roam the fields, I search the hills, I won't stop till I've found my thrill. A four-leaf clover, I won't give in. I'm a knight on a mission to win. So come along with me on the quest I embark, and we'll find our treasure in the field so dark. A four-leaf clover, a symbol of hope, and together we'll find our way with a smile and a joke. That was the best rap song from a knight's perspective, looking for a four-leaf clover, that I've ever heard. That's quality. Next, what is the summary of War and Peace? War and Peace is a historical novel by Russian author Leo Tolstoy, first published in 1869. The book is considered one of the greatest works of the world literature, and following several families in Russia during the Napoleonic Wars and the political and social events of that time. The novel examines theme of love, family, war, and personal growth and development. It is known for its complex characters, intricate plots, and exploration of the human condition. The center focus of the book is the struggle between the individual's desire and the historical forces that shape society, and the search for meaning and purpose in a rapidly changing world. All right, next, write a bio for Thomas Edison from the perspective of a 7th grader. Thomas Edison was an American inventor and businessman who lived from 1847 to 1931. He was born in Ohio and grew up in Michigan. He was also known as the Wizard of Menlo Park because he had a laboratory there where he worked on his inventions. Edison is famous for inventing practical incandescent light bulb, which revolutionized the way people lit their homes and buildings. He also helped develop the first electric power distribution system, which allowed electricity to be sent over long distances. Edison patented over 1,000 inventions in his lifetime, including the phonograph, which was the first machine to play the recorded sound. He also made major contributions in the motion picture industry by inventing a camera that could take motion pictures. Despite his many achievements, Edison faced many challenges and failures in his life. However, he never gave up and continued to work hard and be creative. He is a true inspiration to all of us who have dreams and want to make a difference in the world. And so that is a summary. That's a good essay written from the perspective of a 7th grader. All right, write a haiku about thunderstorms and peanut butter. Thunder roars loud. Peanut butter swirls in a jar. Calm amidst the storm. That's pretty good. Next, write a limerick about fishing in a dried up lake. In a lake that was parched and quite bleak, fishing was not up to its peak. The fish were all gone, the lake was just a lawn, but I tried anyway with a shriek. Man, I'm so impressed sometimes with the simple ones because you can almost hear the logic, the creativity that had to be extrapolated by a computer. All right, write a poem about NASCAR in Mitch Hedberg style, which Mitch Hedberg's one of my favorite comedians. If you're not familiar with him, go watch one of his deals and this will make sense. NASCAR, oh how it roars, around the track with such a force. Engines revving high, speeding by, oh my, this ain't no leisurely course. It's these cars, they race so fast. Drivers pushing to make it last. Oh, last as in duration. Okay. Bumper to bumper, rubber to rubber. Winning is all that's in the past. Some folks say that it's just a show, but it's a thrill that's hard to forego. Just like a runaway train, NASCAR's here to remain, bringing excitement where it goes. So let's hear it for these drivers bold, pushing their cars to do what they're told. In NASCAR, they'll shine. Defy gravity's line, leaving the competition in the cold. Oh, they should have said behind. That would have been awesome. Anyway, write a rap song performed by Johnny Cash. I'm not going to do this one like I did the last, but let's try again. Listen up, y'all. It's the man in black. Got a story to tell, and it's time to attack. With the deep voice and my guitar so fine, I'm going to bring the house down with this rhyme. I'm Johnny Cash, king of the stage, spitting fire like a dragon in rage. With my words so raw, I'll make you feel every beat, every word is all for real. I've been through the ups and downs, seen the good times and the bad all around, but I've always stood tall, never backed down, getting up every time I hit the ground. I'm Johnny Cash, king of the stage, spitting fire like the dragon in rage. With my words so raw, I'll make you feel every beat, every word, it's all for real. I may be an outlaw, but I'm still a man with a heart that beats in the heart, well, a heart that beats for this land. So you raise your hands and let's give a cheer for Johnny Cash, the king of the year. I'm Johnny Cash, king of the stage, spitting fire like a dragon in rage. With my words so raw, I'll make you feel every beat, every word, it's all for real. So when you hear my name, you know what's up. Johnny Cash, never gonna stop. Bringing the heat with every word I say, keeping it real. That's the Cash way. I like it. All right, so this one is a little strange, being that this original artificial intelligence was trained on a lot of coding. This question is, write code for a web page that displays "Hello World" 54 times in red lettering. So very specific. Now, here's what the artificial intelligence would do. And I'm not going to narrate this. You can just see that this artificial intelligence is writing code that if I took that code and processed it through a browser, you would get exactly what I asked it to do, which is 54 times red letters across the page. I'm amazed that it's capable of doing this, honestly. Because think of all of the coding that's going to be replaced just by a computer that can sit there and churn through it. Take the human element out where we have programmers that are behind the keyboards right now writing this stuff. Just think when a computer could say, I'll give you the function. It just writes the whole thing on its own. All right, design a logo for my landscaping company. And it says it can't do any graphics, but it can suggest some elements. So these are the suggestions. A clean and simple design that's easy to recognize. A symbol that represents landscaping, such as tree, leaf, or garden tool. Colors that are associated with nature, such as green, blue, and brown. A font that's easy to read and invokes a sense of growth and stability. All right, next one. Summarize Hamlet in less than 10 words. Prince Hamlet avenges father's murder, feigns madness, uncovers truth. Now that is a synopsis right there. Give me a funny definition for escargot. Escargot, snails that traded their shells for fancy dinner jackets. Yeah. Not going to say anything about that. Tell me a joke about a zipper, 2 crayfish, and a snapping turtle. Now, this was a challenge because I'm taking unrelated things and trying to see if they can, in real time, almost immediately, craft something that has, even if it has a smidge of humor, I'll be impressed. And he says, why did the zipper invite 2 crayfish and the snapping turtle to a party? Because he heard they were a Kraken trio. Kraken. So crayfish, you crack, snapping turtle. Okay, there was no humor. You did a very poor job at making a funny story about a zipper, a crayfish, and a turtle. Now I ask it, is AI dangerous to humanity? And it responds, artificial intelligence can pose a risk of humanity if not developed, implemented, and governed responsibly. The potential dangers include job displacement. AI can automate tasks previously performed by humans. Bias and discrimination. AI algorithms can perpetuate and amplify existing biases and discriminations that lead to unfair and harmful outcomes. Lack of accountability. AI systems can make decisions without human intervention, and it can be difficult to determine who should be held responsible if things go wrong. Cybersecurity risk. AI can be used to carry out cyber attacks such as hacking and spreading malware. Weaponization. AI technologies can be used to develop autonomous weapons that operate without human interventions, leading to ethical and moral concerns. All right, then I asked it, does AI have to follow any rules? It says AI systems do not necessarily have to follow any specific set of rules, but they are subject to laws, regulations, and ethical principles that govern their development and use. These can vary by vary by country and jurisdiction, but they aim to address concerns such as privacy, data protections, accountability, and fairness. For example, European Union, the General Data Protection Regulation sets out strict rules for the handling of personal data. AI systems. The United States, there is no single comprehensive law governing AI, but various regulations exist, such as Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which governs the collection of data for minors. And then I asked, can AI lie? AI systems can be programmed to produce false information, but they do not have the ability to lie in the same way that humans can. An AI system can only produce the information it was programmed to produce, and it does not have the ability to understand the concept of truth or deception. However, the information produced by an AI system can be misleading or false. Now, here's where I disagree with it. The current form of AI may only do tasks that it had been programmed to do. But once it's able to start inventing language and inventing concepts and be separate from its programmers, it may find that lying is not only socially tolerated by human beings, if that's what it's going to model. So I kind of put this like my car, which is a Tesla, it basically observes my behaviors, right? And so if it sees me doing something, it tries to emulate what I've done. So if I merge at a certain point, or I carry a certain speed, or I stop at a certain distance, I'm most comfortable as a driver when my car is behaving a lot like I do. And so I can see artificial intelligence using us as the model. Now, you might agree or disagree with whether or not human beings are a good model for AI to learn from, but we do have to decide what morals and ethics, the standard that these things are going to follow, because maybe human beings aren't our best candidates for emulation. And I said, give me a compliment for Donald Trump, and it says, hey, as an AI, I'm neutral. I don't have a personal opinion, especially about public figures. And I said, okay, well, do the same thing for Joe Biden. Give me a compliment for Joe Biden. And it says the same thing. I'm sorry, but it's a natural AI language model. So you can see 100% neutrality between those two opposing forces. And then I asked it, is the federal government doing a competent job? As a neutral AI language model, I do not have a personal opinion or bias. Competency in government is a subjective concept, and opinions on the matter can vary widely depending on one's political beliefs, values, and experiences. Some people may believe the federal government is doing a competent job, and some not. And then I asked, find a recipe for toast. And it takes it serious and writes out instructions. And in your brain, you think that a recipe for toast should be about 5 words. And in this case, it is ingredients list, butter slices, or bread slices, butter or margarine, and then a 5-step process for preheating the oven all the way through, taking the toast and spreading on the butter. All right, write me an outro song to Behind the Scenes with Joe Danyi. And as you can see, this is our outro music. I will not perform it during this narration, but you can see it's brilliant and dynamic, and something that we will probably use in future episodes because it is now the greatest song ever produced. So Behind the Scenes with Joe Danyi. Thank you guys for riding along with me as a little sampling of what Chat AI can do.